Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to helping you say yes to the deck.
Hello.
We have Allyson Bright here from Allyson Bright Determined to Shine on YouTube. I'm so excited to have you here.
Me too. I've been I love this series, and it's real. I love that you're doing it this way because it's really fun.
It's been fun.
It's been so fun.
And I get to pick on other people.
Thank goodness.
Lisa has been enjoying the
my
break. So Allyson has only 3 decks.
3.
Only 3 decks to pick from.
Are you only going to buy one of them, or are we talking about a multiple here?
I'm just gonna get one, and I had a 4th one, but I already bought it, so I should say.
No, now.
Okay, so this show's over because you already have your deck. Bye.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, when I first made my list, I had the Gentle Tarot on it, and then
I don't blame you for that one.
I just was watching actually your walkthrough again, or your month video, one of them, and I was and I picked up my computer, I was watching my friend's stuff, and she's like, "You're buying that right now, aren't you?" And I was
yes.
Yes. She's like, "Weren't you supposed to wait till you talk to Lisa?" I'm like, "It's fine, I have
no.
Okay, it's all right.
It's fine. Lisa will understand.
Lisa will understand because that's an amazing
That's how
deck.
Lisa does it. It's oh, I've got a list of decks. How many on it? 6. Day later, how many on it? 5. How many are on it tomorrow? 7. How many on it next? 6. It's like, do we want to get right to the first deck, or do we want to grill you a little bit on are these decks? Is this your generic list, and we're just helping you narrow it down?
So do you have a theme or goal for the deck you're trying to pick? Are you trying to fit a certain niche in your collection?
Sure. I think just general. I haven't let myself buy one in a while just because of all the moving, and I've been letting a lot out of the collection because I already packed them to move them all to this place, and then I'm moving again. So I don't know why I think now's a good time to buy one other than I want to. But, I would just say they are ones that have sat on my wish list for a really long time, and I haven't, I keep going back to them, but I haven't pulled the trigger. And usually with a deck, I know right away, yes, I want this, or no, I don't. And I don't sit on them very long, but I just keep coming back to these ones. So I was like, okay, let's talk about them.
Okay, and now the next obvious question that I can ask now: are you a collector, or do you collect for the sake of collecting, or does every deck have to have usability in your collection?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fair enough, but it's a fair question, so I had to ask.
No, I would say there are times that there are a few that I have that are just more like collection decks, but at this point, I really kind of want to use it. I just feel like it needs to be extra special if I'm going to keep it for the sake of keeping it. And I have so many that I struggle with something on my shelf that I won't use at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same, yeah.
Okay. So let's just get right to it and jump into what's the first deck you want to talk about?
Okay.
Well, the tarot is top of your list.
Oh, I guess you don't get to pick.
I picked.
Peggy,
so there.
Peggy picked for you.
I picked.
Okay.
The Painted Tarot. Okay, tell us what you think about this one.
So I love this deck because I myself am an artist. I love to paint. I don't paint this beautifully, but I feel like there's something in this that just kind of tugs at my heart or my soul or something. And it feels like when I'm wanting to work in my art journals, or I'm stuck, or when I'm creatively blocked, I don't know, that's what it feels like it would be, but it just kind of captures that raw emotion that I'm always kind of going for. And I feel like if I could paint like people, that's what I would want it to look like. I don't know. It just kind of sings to me.
Okay. So,
and this was actually the backs of this card. Someone told me they're a picture of her floor after painting.
Oh, So cool.
What my floor would look like if I tried to paint. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's about right.
This is really cool. I have to say, this feels very you, just from what I've seen of you on your channel and like
Sure.
your personality.
Are
Oh.
all the characters in this deck female?
I don't know.
So far, I don't know if it's just my imagination, but so far they mostly look female.
They might be.
Is that something that matters to you?
I don't care if there aren't boys in the deck. I do like to see diversity in body and color.
yeah.
That is more
that's there.
important to me.
That does seem to be there, but I just noticed that unless I'm mistaken, all the characters are female.
I do really like the aesthetic. This was on my, I feel like I either anti-held this or this was on a Say Yes to the Deck for me previously. I think it was on a Say Yes to the Deck.
I mean, there's a couple there that you could say are a little bit more androgynous.
And I think that's good, you know, because especially I think sometimes like our non-binary friends are the ones that have the hardest time finding themselves in decks.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly. Like everybody wants to see themselves in a deck, or if you can't see yourself in a deck, you maybe want to see a little bit less of everybody else.
Yeah, that's a really
Right.
good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to express it, actually.
Do you have anything similar in your collection, or that you feel is similar in your collection?
So not really in a tarot when I went to look. So what I have is, so I have these, it's actually a stack. It's 2 oracles. They were on Etsy, and it's the Venus Rising Oracle and the Love Your True Colors Oracle. And they just come in a clear box. So that's like the cover.
Oh my goodness, those would pair so beautifully.
I know. I'm like, my camera is not telling me
And
where I
you
am.
I'm assuming that means you do pairings.
I do pairing.
Okay. So
I've got
You
no
have-
cons.
do-
You have any cons?
do you have other decks that already pair with those oracles, or are you
Yeah.
looking for a partner for those oracles?
I don't have anything I use with it now. Really.
Okay, so
But yeah.
you're not. So it would be not. It would be nice, but it's not a requirement of what you're looking for right now.
Correct. But it's one of those things that, like, when I'm going to spend my money, if I'm looking at all the pieces,
Right. Okay.
you know, it's a big pro because I want to have ways I can use it. And if it pairs well, then it's more.
Okay.
than-
Do we have any cons? Any
Um,
cons?
I don't have a lot to say. I very rarely have a lot to say after the first deck because we're not comparing anything yet.
Sure.
But I mean, obviously, I can always ask about the budget. Are you
Is there one?
is there a budget? Are you working with a budget that's comfortable? Like obviously your financial business is not my business, but are you budgeted for this kind of a deck? Does budget matter to you?
I would say in this series, any one of the 3
Works.
is a go. So that
Okay.
part's fine. But
Okay.
I'm only allowing 1 right now
You're
because
only
I'm getting
allowing
ready
one.
to move. And
Okay.
I have like a lot of decks.
Okay, so I don't have a lot to say at this point because
we
it's
have to
already
see.
looking okay because it's going to match decks that you already have.
And it's vibrant and it's pretty and
Um,
it's kind of got some of your personality, I think,
Yeah.
all over.
Now
Yeah.
learning curve.
Yeah.
I know you've got your own channel and you've been and you actually. So like normally I would ask people about what their experience levels are and if they're buying the deck to learn.
Sure.
Now for you, I could also be asking, would you be buying this deck as an aid to be teaching? Because you do workshops and stuff to teach other people, don't you?
Yes, I do. I don't use tarot as much in my workshops, but
Okay.
I do on the channel and stuff.
Right.
Potentially, yeah, I would say like as a business tool, this one would probably show up more at least one of the others for sure.
Okay. Because so
Okay.
for you,
So-
now I don't know if that is important to you, but it may become important as we progress through the other 2 decks.
No, that's a really good thing that I hadn't necessarily thought about. Like I would say like aesthetic wise, that's the one of the 3 that would most match like brand or that I could see throwing in photos or any of
I
it.
could see that. Yeah.
Okay,
Totally.
right.
And yeah. Totally.
Okay. Now since you haven't already come into this thinking of that,
Every time you move your hand, Bruno's like,
Bruno's upset because I do this when I'm talking and I wave my hand around and he's like, no, you
"You're
stop
supposed to
petting
be
me.
petting me."
So is that something that's
Unacceptable.
normally important to you, or is it just a happy accident when it happens that way?
I would
Is it-
say little of both. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely a plus, and I'm willing to get a deck when it's just for me, but at the same time, it doesn't always feel like that makes as much sense because I have lots that are just for me. So
Okay.
again, multi-use.
So it could become part of a tiebreaker, but it's not make or break right this second.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So I think that's about the only thing that I can really be asking about right this minute without. Now let's move on to the next deck and see how they compare.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a preference over which one we hit next?
Let's go to Many Queens.
Okay.
They're all three are really different. So like,
okay, so black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. This is a deck that's very, like, I would say, gender and body inclusive. Which is really, really cool. And very, like, rebellious in its way.
Yes. Like, this is the deck with which I shall smash the patriarchy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, for sure. It's got
right?
that vibe for sure. Yeah. Oh, that's a cool 9 of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and see, this is the problem because I was like, after we just talked about Painted Tarot, I'm like, oh, that's the one. And now I'm like, oh, I love this deck.
Do you have any other black and white decks?
I have one. I have the Dark Days Tarot.
And do you use that one a lot? Do you find yourself reaching for it?
Not as much as I thought I would.
And do you think that's because of the art style, the fact that it's black and white, or some other reason?
It could be. I'm just pulling it out and looking at it now. It could be the art. I think it might be because it's black and white. You know, and like
Do you want to show it to us? Yeah.
Yes. So there's the cover, I guess.
Yeah.
My camera is reversed of how it normally is, so that's why I keep
know StreamYard
putting
messages.
things in the wrong order. So it has like a similar. See, it's similar and it's not, right? Like it's black and white and it's line art, and I feel like that's kind of where it ends. But I feel like I might be drawn to use them in the same way, but also I'm noticing this is in order, which means I haven't used it much.
That's always a tell for
I
me
think
too.
black and white art is nice, but it's hard to focus on it.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because it's like, okay, this is black, that's white. Okay, where's the other contrasting things? But that's very much a personal thing too.
Right. And I did order the new black and white deck from Anaturian, but I don't have it yet.
Terror of the Abyss?
Yes. So, and that one I feel like it's just different and I needed it, but it happens, right? But so I think that's why I haven't bought this deck yet. Yeah. Because I love it. And it's one of those decks that, for lack of a better way to say it, it feels important to me. Like there are some decks that are made that are like, I think artistically make a statement in the community that's important and valuable. And that feels like this to me. And I feel like it's like taking a stand for queer people because it's so gender everything, you know, and I love that. But also it is black and white and I live in bright colors.
Like, I was just gonna say, like, you're such a, like, when I think of you, I immediately think of vibrant, vivid color. And so yeah, I could see that being, I know for me that's a barrier sometimes. There's only been a couple black and white decks that I've really
I would already be tempted to right this second, take it off the list because you already have a black and white deck and you just said you have another one on the way.
And you're not using the one you've got.
And you're not using the one you got.
Yeah.
And you've got the other one. Now, what I would say is I would personally automatically take this off the list right now. Maybe not take it off completely, but you've got a black and white deck now that you're not using. You've got another black and white deck on the way. And if you ultimately realize that you're not using it as well, then as nice as the artwork is, it may not be something that's actually going to work once it's in your hands.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
And like I said, I'm basing this on 4 or 5 sentences from you.
Right.
I would suspect that it's a much bigger risk of being a deck that you're going to buy and sit in a corner somewhere, in spite of your best intentions.
I would agree.
The black and white deck you have coming in, if you end up also not using it, then that's a pretty strong sign that the Many Queens isn't going to be one that you'll use.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would definitely not be considering this as the deck to buy today.
Yeah.
For sure.
That makes sense.
So we've eliminated one?
We have.
How do you feel okay about that?
You feel okay about
Yeah,
that?
that makes sense. Well, and even when I think about like when the first one came up and you're like, this deck feels like you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and the second deck is beautiful, but it doesn't feel like me.
Yeah. And that's something too that I kind of litmus test I run myself through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she gets everything with unicorns on it now.
I've turned down so many unicorn things, you have no idea.
There are a lot lately, and some of them are very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have eliminated the Many Queens Tarot, not for any reasons that the deck is a problem, but just for the reason that it probably, well, it represents a risk that it's not going to resonate. And maybe after you've gotten the next deck that you get, the Tarot of the Abyss, if you find yourself using that one, then maybe revisit it later. But I wouldn't have it now. Okay, so that one's out.
So that means we only have one more, right?
Oh my God, this is easier than I thought.
Okay, let me pull it up. This looks really freaking cute. Is this a
major Meowcana?
It is a majors only.
Do you have any majors only decks?
I have one or two, and I do use them. So I like full decks better, but it's not a deal breaker.
Okay.
Okay, I really have to. I asked Wesley the same question because he also has majors only decks. How do you use them?
The same way I use regular decks. I just ask bigger questions, and I often am not pulling as many cards.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I might use them for daily draws or things like that, but I wouldn't necessarily I would say anything that's 3 cards or more, I will use a full deck. But if it's a 1 card or a 2 card, I don't have a problem using a majors only deck. They also, just for like logistical reasons, are smaller and easier to travel with.
That's true.
Well, you're
in the tower. Look at it's a cat tower.
You are in the process of moving?
Yes, I travel a lot, so
yeah. So that might have a big advantage for you. Do you have decks? Do you have the must-have decks that you will always travel with, or are you flexible on?
No, I change it up for sure.
Okay.
So this deck is like, I don't know. I feel like I don't need it, but I need it.
Okay.
Part of it is this artist in particular, like I'm kind of a completionist. She has 2 other decks, including the Bunny Tarot, which I have like with me. That is like very super adorable. Same like style of cuteness, and I just like love like look at the children.
Oh my gosh,
they're so cute.
Oh, that's cute.
That's a really cute art style.
And I just like I love look at the hangman. So I love the bunnies. And she has a rune deck, which I have, and she sells altar cloths, which you can see there's one in that kit, and I have like a whole bunch of those. So there's like part of me that's like I have a lot of her, and then I also like I have a whole video that's just cat decks. Because I have a lot of cat decks, and then I just got the other one that's like similar, and it just came. It's the Blooming Cat Tarot, and like I literally took the plastic off just because I was like, maybe it's similar to that one on my list. It's it's also super adorable kitty cats in the same kind of illustrative style.
And that's a full deck?
Yeah, and it's full.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Would you be buying? Because I kind of thought I picked up on something. Would you be buying the major Meowcana?
Yes.
More for the cloth or the deck?
The cloth.
Have you considered buying the cloth only and getting the painted tarot?
I mean, that feels kind of obvious, right? But no, but like, don't I need them all? Is it like Pokemon? Like,
is that now? What kind of do you have? I know you have a fairly large collection. How big is your collection?
A couple hundred. You know.
Okay. So, and you really like collecting the cat decks. Now, do you have like Lisa has a couple of artists in particular that she's always looking for reasons to get their particular decks and artwork. Is this particular artist one of those artists for you?
I think so. So I love her stuff. And part of me is like, I need all of it. the cats don't resonate with me as much as the others did. And I don't know why. That's just real. And I've tried very hard to like remember that I don't have to have everything by someone just because it is that someone. And I know you know that's like a thing.
I've had this exact same conversation
for her. The
with
struggle
myself.
is real.
So I guess my question for you would be, if you had the Bunnies Major Arcana deck in front of you and the Cat Major Arcana deck in front of you, which one would you want to reach for first?
The bunnies.
Yeah, so it's going to collect dust.
Yeah, but I also feel like this blooming cat, which I already have that's a full deck, as I'm looking at it, like, I don't know.
It seems like it would scratch the itch, right?
I really think it would. And this is like the other video that I have of the, like, I have like 10 cat decks or something ridiculous, which is funny because, so I'm a dog person, right? Like that was the whole thing when I was like, oh, I'm going to make a video of my animal decks. And I started sorting them out. And I'm like, for a person who doesn't like cats, yeah, like a whole lot of cat decks. And that's when I realized I was secretly a cat person. And I just didn't know because I'd always been allergic to cats, but now I live with cats and the allergy went away, so it's fine. But like,
oh, that's amazing. That blooming cat deck would look great on that cat claw.
Yeah, I could just get the cat claw. That feels right.
Yeah. Now, but do you think, because you've got so many cat decks and you're obviously building a small niche within your collection for cat decks, do you think you're going to get the Meowcana at some point anyway? I'm going somewhere with this, but it might not be.
What is with the devil's advocate business? That's not normally what you do.
No, because one of the things, you've mentioned that you're about to be moving, and you've got a bunch of stuff coming up. So, as regardless of where you are in your budget, the less expensive deck may be more appealing than normal right now because you are going to have the expenses coming up.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little of that, but I would say either way. I mean, the cat deck, the Meowcana by itself is cheaper. I would get the bundle with the cloth, so I think it's
about the same.
About the same price. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think with that in mind, then I'm not quite asking it right, but you got right what I meant. So I think that if you're spending, if the idea is, if the only way that you're going to get the Meowcana is to get it as the bundle with the cloth, then
I think
you're spending, you're spending the same.
Yeah.
So I would say that the painted tarot is probably the better, and
the cat claw.
The painted tarot is probably the better match for you because you got the most. You seem to be the most excited about that one.
Yeah.
But you were the most excited about the cloth. About the reading cloth.
That too, yeah. I would say get both. I'd say get the painted tarot and get the cat cloth.
Which is fair. I also have 3 of her cloths. Like I have a bunny cloth and I have a cloth with the foxes. I have some like.
And do you use them?
Yes.
The biggest draw for the Meowcana for you, I think, is the cloth.
Well, she already admitted that it was.
Yeah. No, and I do, and I think
it's not even an I think anymore.
So I think with that in mind, the most sensible purchase for you is the painted tarot because that one just resonated with you immediately.
Yeah,
you're going to work with it. You're going to use it. That
one is so you. The second it came up, I was like, that's your deck.
Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to show it on your channel and get some added value out of it that way.
And you could use it in your classes and in your photos and in your
and the Meowcana, the deck itself, it sounds like you could very easily live without.
Yeah, and the painted tarot goes so pretty with mine.
It goes so good with that, right?
And you have and then you also added value to the oracle decks that you've got too.
Yeah. I could you in like a painting studio with like paint splattered everywhere.
You know what it is?
It just has that vibe.
That's how I live.
I definitely see you getting the Meowcana, but I don't think you should get it anytime soon.
That's fair. And I'm really trying to like not bring anything else into the temporary place I'm living. I mean, that's not totally happening, but you know, it's a balance.
But it's like, it's like that kid that gets a toy and then plays with the box. And that's what you'll be doing.
That's what I want to do with the Meowcana.
Yes. I want the cloth.
No, I just want the cloth.
Here's my cloth.
I'm still a big fan of getting the painted tarot and treating yourself with the Meowcana cloth.
Fair.
Maybe.
I have a feeling that Allyson is not going to be able to click that button unless the two are combined. There's nothing. Okay, there's
That's
nothing.
a good point. I might have that problem too. I
Okay,
get
okay,
it.
okay. Let's back up. I think that the Meowcana for you is a mostly collectible thing.
That's a good.
Yeah, I would
point.
agree.
Yeah, and you did say in the beginning you didn't
want a
necessarily
deck
want
that you're going to use
collect right now.
You don't want to collect right now because you got other things going on. You're going to be moving.
That's true. Good memory.
So you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like, and I know I'm all about the painted tarot right now, because I think you are going to get the Meowcana later. But I think right now, you said yourself you want to be able to use the deck, and you do occasionally collect, but you don't want to do that right now. The Meowcana, it's going to be collected. This is pretty. Put it over here. Play with the cloth, and then you have nothing. You can't read the cloth, and the deck is on a shelf.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think you will. I do see you getting it later. I don't.
I love how you both are like, let's be real.
Let's be real.
Yeah, that's a good point though.
But like I said, like I could very easily swing towards the Meowcana if it was less expensive. It's like, but you're still not going to use it. It's the cloth.
Well, and you also say all the time that getting the cheaper thing isn't a deal if you're going to also want to buy the other thing later. You know what I mean? Like it's actually. So it's kind of like, get the thing that you know you'll get the most use out of, that you know is the most all-rounder, has the best benefit for you now. And then there's nothing saying you can't get that later if you still want it.
Take your time to think about the Meowcana. I have a feeling that you're going to change your mind on that, because you've already got 3 of her cloths, and the deck itself isn't, the cloth is more appealing than the deck, which tells you a lot right there.
Actually, the other thing I didn't think about is that one ships from Mexico and can take like up to 8 weeks sometimes. Like it can be very, very slow. And I don't even know if I'll still be living here by the time it would get here.
Yeah,
so you've got a shipping issue.
You've got a shipping issue. So that is 3 strikes against that. That's 3 strikes against the
right now,
right there. Yeah. Maybe later. Maybe later to congratulate yourself on getting your stuff unpacked and into your new place.
Yeah, that feels good.
But I think that's going to be your collecting deck. Like you said, you've got too much else that's similar. So you've got
So, yes to the painted tarot?
Yes to the painted tarot!
Yay! I think the clapping part is my favorite.
I don't know why I clap along with you. It just encourages you.
You always have, though, since the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's just you're gullible.
I think it's, yay, Lisa didn't put more stuff on her list.
I did, though. I added the Venus Rising Oracle as one I need to at least
I'm deleting that document.
You don't even know where the document is. Also, it's cloud-based and backed up, so good luck.
Anyway.
Congratulations! So you're gonna
so painted tarot. Yeah, they're all really nice decks, but yeah, painted tarot is definitely the one. That's the winner.
I can't believe you don't have it already.
I know.
Like it just seems like the one that was like it's just like so perfect.
Yeah, and I don't know why it just never
quite crossed the threshold.
Yeah, it just never quite got there. So no, I'm excited because I feel like it feels really good, and it feels really good for like where I'm at right now and what I'm wanting, and just trying to like find, when you're in those transitions, I think being creative and those kind of things is like even more important, and just it feels really like nurturing too.
Yeah. Like you could tell how much you like that. You could tell how much that you like that deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna film a walkthrough of?
Yes, I will order it right when we're done, and hopefully I can get it here, and that'd be really fun to put it up on my channel, so
coordinate the
same time. Yeah. So hopefully when you guys are watching this, you can hop over and I'll be like, look at my deck.
The links are going to be down below for your
channel and your website.
Yes, I'm a website.
So, tell us a little bit about what you do on your website.
So it's pretty great. So I lead, I'm a certified life coach and Reiki master and crystal healer and all those things. And I throw all that into one big bucket along with a bunch of paint and glitter, and out came my business.
Well, there you go. That sounds cool.
I host monthly online retreats where we do like a little bit of art journaling and a little bit of card reading and different things like that, focusing on really just like bringing forth more joy and more ease and letting go of grief and anxiety and all those kind of things. So, that's one of the reasons, like, I feel like Lisa, like you and I have this like vibe where I feel like half our videos I'll be like, oh, I saw this on Lisa's channel. Oh, I saw this on Allison's channel. Like, you know, and so because there's like that same passion for like helping people just like learn to love the skin they're in, I guess, and like show up with, like, I always just say, like, I just want people to wake up and like be glad to be here, like be glad we got another day, instead of like that, like, oh, you know. So and Determined to Shine came from, you know, I think that like one of the things, I'm sure you could resonate with this, like sometimes in the tarot community, but especially in like the broader new age community, there's this like good vibes only, no bad days, blah blah blah, and like that's just not like
about that.
Like that's not real. And so I'm always like, life is not always shiny, but I can always be determined. Like I can always decide to show up today, even if it's not shiny, right?
Even a shitty day is still a normal day.
I mean, I just think like, you know, like it's a mix. Like we have good stuff that happens, we have bad stuff that happens, and that's just part of being alive. And so, you know, I always say my magic combo is creativity, spiritual connection, and community. So everything I do brings at least two pieces, if not all three together.
Nice.
And I've been doing that for like 5 or 6 years now.
That's awesome.
You know,
check out that website.
Yeah, so we'll have everything linked down below so people can check you out and check out your work and all that stuff. Thank you so much for coming on.
And look for your video and see your walkthrough and thanks for hanging out.
And keep it
this was awesome.
The deck works out.
Yeah,
definitely.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Allyson. We are going to say goodbye for now, but thank you so much
goodbye,
for coming
Allyson. And
all right, bye.
Bye.
Hello. We have Linda here. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you. I'm really excited. A little nervous.
We got to help you buy stuff.
Linda has volunteered for this.
Yes,
I did. I absolutely volunteered.
We could just do your episode really short and just say like, just buy everything, just buy it all.
You could.
That is not what you're supposed to do.
Okay, I guess that's not the plan.
No, well, you
Not
can,
the plan.
and we will talk later.
And there's always the possibility that I will go buy them all later, but
Yeah,
today at least on camera I'm only going to buy one. Yeah. Now on my channel you only see my hands. I'm not completely out of the tarot closet.
That's totally
That's
fair.
fine.
A lot of people like to make that kind of content anyways. So do you have a theme behind like the kinds of things you're trying, like is there like a category or a theme behind what you're trying to pick today?
Yes, there is. So I'm one of these super organized, like it's all in a spreadsheet kind of person.
Oh no, I love it.
Yeah, sorry. I can tell you when I bought it, how much I paid, the whole thing. Anyway, so I was looking at all of that stuff and I realized that there is an absence of really fun tarot decks. And so I would like to add to that category. So right now, the only tarot deck that I have that I would call fun, I got this right side up, is The Way of the Panda.
Okay.
It's so cute, right? And I got the mini, so that makes it, here we go, here's the camera. So that makes it, I know, the fairy godmother, she's the best. So that is the closest I have to a fun tarot.
Yeah,
it is playful. So I'm thinking of it as joy, you know, like, does it spark joy? Like, so if I pull out this deck and I pull the death card, am I going to say, okay, it's the death card, but that's a gosh darn cute death.
Okay,
you know?
that's valid.
I love that.
That is very fair.
Yeah. So it would be nice if I can pair this tarot with other things. I do like to pair things. So the things I brought to show you that I could pair with it are, let's see, the Witchling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right, because she's really cute, these guys. They are, whoops, I'm not used to this setup. Okay.
It's hard to find the right spot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
I love
this. So
cute,
all of her art is whimsical. I would call it whimsical.
Great word.
So it's right. And then the newest fun deck I have is Fables Den, Kimberly. She talked about this on her Instagram account. This is actually a game. Once again, see if I can get it right. There we go.
Yes.
Right. I've never played the game, but I got it because it's just, I'm reading it intuitively.
I need to get this at some point. You know what?
Okay,
Let me
well,
just write it
no,
down.
no, no,
I'm just
no.
gonna write it down so I don't
You
forget. I need to not
Welcome
forget.
to Lisa Shops.
I keep forgetting about this though, but I have heard it makes a great. I really like the idea that there's no keywords on this.
Right, no keywords, but it's very easy to come up with a meaning or a story because that's the point, right? It's a story deck.
Oh my god.
So there's that. Sorry, Peggy, but you know.
So you
And-
know that promise to be nice. I'll have to reserve judgment on that. Okay.
the gloves are coming off. And then the other one I have is
And
right. So I have this.
Katie
Yeah,
Welsh
and-
is planning a reprint or an updated version of this deck too. I don't know if you've heard yet.
I did not know that. Well, this is less than a year old. It'd be hard to justify getting another copy, right?
Well, I suppose. Not for
And
me.
then the last deck I have.
So on this edition of Linda Helps Lisa Say Yes to Every Deck.
I mean,
Then the last deck I have that is sort of playful and fun is I'm blanking out. Kiki's Delivery Service, right? So this is just a regular playing card deck, but it's the story of Kiki's Delivery Service. Whoops, nope, that way.
oh, cute.
So because I'm familiar with the story, I mean, obviously it doesn't have tarot meanings, but
No, but
I use it sometimes. So just saying, what do I have that I might be able to pair this new deck?
pair. Okay. So you've got 4 decks on your short list. Yeah.
Okay. 4.
What deck do you want to talk about first?
Probably the Crystal Unicorn deck first.
Okay.
So I get a big kick out of Pamela Chen, and I did get the Witchling Academy, which I don't really think of as a cute, playful deck, but it is, right? Yeah, it is. I don't have any cute unicorns. I think the sort of argument against getting this one, I'm already taking Peggy's job away from her, is that I am definitely going to get the Steampunk Tarot that she's working on when that comes out. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm definitely going to get that. But that's like a year plus away. You know how long these things take. But
a different theme.
yeah, it is a different theme. I don't have anything that's like all pastel-y like that.
Okay.
One of the things that, after a year, I start to learn what I don't like and what I do like. So one of the things I do like about this is because it's got this unicorn theme, I don't have to think about diversity so much. It's just, look, it's a unicorn, okay?
It's all unicorns.
Okay, yeah, so
that makes sense. It's literally Rider-Waite Smith in pastel colors with unicorns instead of people. How do you feel about the fact that it's very it's Rider-Waite Smith?
That's fine. That's the system that I am the most comfortable with. And there's a lot to be said for just taking something out of the box and reading with it.
Yes. Okay. Oh, and the cardstock on this deck is luscious too.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
So
yeah, it's beautiful.
First question for me is, if you buy a deck and it doesn't mesh with you, are you enough of a collector that you'll keep the deck? Are you going to regret it? Like, how important does making sure that the deck is going to work for you?
Well, at the price point for this deck, if it's a mistake, there will be no tears.
Okay.
I will just rehome it, or I'll put it in purgatory and rehome it eventually.
Okay.
I don't have to be really it doesn't have to be so right at this price point.
Yeah, because you mentioned that the art style and that there's a similar deck coming out. So that might be a consideration. That might be a point against this deck.
Okay. How important are unicorns to you, though? Is it cute, or is there something is there an association that you have, or a particular fondness for unicorns?
No, I don't have a soul connection with unicorns.
So it's the fact that it's cute and adorable and pastel and
and
gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we'll table this for now.
Yeah, let's table this one for right now because obviously until there's something to compare it against, there's not a lot more to be said.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay.
We'll beat this deck up later, don't worry.
What is the second deck you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Let's do the Affirmator Tarot.
Ooh. Okay, I'll pull that one up. That's a good one too. You have some good choices on here. I mean, I might be partial to all of these, so I don't know how much help I'm going to be.
We will just tie Lisa up, put her in the corner.
I mean, this one's so cute.
It has a really different palette. It's the colors are, you know,
Very
so much,
bright.
they're saturated and bright and cheerful.
Yes.
Yeah, very fun.
Oh my god, I love this Seven of Swords, dude. Oh my god. Still a unicorn.
There's a unicorn.
Yes.
You still get one unicorn.
The guidebook in this deck, Linda, is it's so cheeky and fun and humorous. If you're looking for a deck, sorry, I'm not helping again. I know.
No, you're not helping.
But it's just,
you're not helping.
The writing is so fun and relatable, and
This is why I end up being
kitschy.
mean to you.
You would like this deck. This would be like a deck you'd enjoy because the writing is cheeky. You'd like it.
I thought, that's
This is
why
a good one.
I thought you showed me this deck before.
It's also got this kind of fun, plasticky, kind of coated linen cardstock that's really lovely to shuffle. Anyways, I'm sorry. What do you like about the deck?
Yeah. This is what I live with.
Oh, what do I like? I like the images, and maybe 10 years ago, I just picked up the affirmation cards in a Hallmark or something.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at them before I would go to bed at night, and I found them really reassuring, and that they had a lot of content, a lot of depth and meaning, but it was delivered in this very light way. So, you know, you could just absorb it and not feel like, oh my goodness, how am I going to sleep after that message, you know?
Okay.
So-
Yeah. If you liked the writing in the Oracle deck, then the writing in the Tarot deck is very, very similar. It's the same author, so same kind of vibe. If you think you would enjoy that kind of take on tarot, this one could be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you work with do you work with like a tarot and another deck together at the same time? Because if you already have the affirmators
Oracle. You could pair
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I do. That's an interesting one, because usually I would just say, yes, absolutely. But with this one, I have it so strongly associated with this little thought before I go to bed to take into my dreams,
Yeah.
that I would really have to hit the reset button on that one.
Okay, so this one has got, okay, so now as a comparative, they're both very different. They're both very, the unicorn deck and this one are both very whimsical type decks, but they're obviously different artwork. This one has got a lot of, the colors are much bolder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both decks have a lot of pros, not a lot of cons, especially with what you're looking for right now. So it's still a matter of narrowing it down. I think
This is probably the most affordable on your list, I would guess, but I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I think that this one and the Crystal Unicorn are kind of neck and neck for US.
Okay.
And then the other two are a notch up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
now,
perfect.
and of course, the obvious question is, does budget matter to you?
That's the point.
Since we're only talking about one deck, it does not matter.
Yeah. Okay, so that kind of.
We haven't eliminated anything yet.
We haven't eliminated anything yet, but you know, the budget question is always the most important, because
That's fair.
I mean, it's not a matter of how much money do you have in the bank. It's how much money are you
Do you
comfortable
want to
spending
spend?
right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Because you could have $1 million in the bank and still not be comfortable spending it on things that you don't know that you'll keep. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
Do you have a large collection? Are you a collector, or do you try to narrow it down to carefully curated decks?
This is the part in the video where I wish my face wasn't showing, right? Let's just say I have more than I would have ever imagined I would have 1 year into this.
Yeah.
That's all
yeah.
of our story.
Okay,
trust me.
whoa.
Well, a lot of our story.
I
More
didn't realize,
than 50, less than Lisa.
More
Yeah.
than 50 less than Lisa is probably my favorite answer to this question ever.
I have ended up with Lisa's hand-me-downs and stuff, and now I have 35 decks, and I'm like stunned as to how that happened.
It just happens. It's
It
like
just
magic.
happens. Like I don't collect. I do read, but I only read with 2 or 3 decks. These other ones I have because they're cool for some. You know, oh, this is a really cool deck. You shouldn't get rid of it. Okay, then
You just
keep
had
it.
me order you another one recently.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a really cool deck.
You see?
But anyway, yeah, it happens.
Peggy
Okay.
understands. She
Okay.
relates in her own
Right.
way.
You're not-
So I'm a semi-collector, but I only keep what I use. And
Okay, that makes
sort of like Dawn, in the course of a day, I could touch 4 or 5 decks.
Yeah, that's good then. So you get a lot of play in.
Okay.
So there's 2 more decks. Let's see if we can eliminate any of them.
Between these two, though,
they're so different. It's hard to eliminate either one this early out of the gate because.
Well, I think right now, right this minute, I would probably eliminate the unicorn one out of the gate. Rude. If it was me. Too bad, because you said that.
Oh no, Linda's nodding.
You said that the artist is doing another deck
that you're planning to
buy anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
I need to look that
up. Going out in a completely opposite tangent here. Are you 100% getting the steampunk deck when it comes out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I will say it's not the same artist.
Okay.
The same deck creator.
Yeah.
Okay. Different artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
so it will look and feel, and it's a very different theme. So that doesn't entirely eliminate it.
But sometimes that matters. Sometimes it's like. So, are you like because if you're going by, some people like to say, oh, I love this person, I want all of their decks, and other people go, I want the biggest variety possible, and since I've already got one of this person's decks, I'm going to focus on somebody else's deck next. So
that's a good point. Yeah.
So have you given any thought to where you land on that?
Yeah, I have thought about that, especially since I have Witchling Academy, and I just had. When you go through the cafeteria line and you're hungry,
yeah,
so it's like I want that one and that one, that one. Of course. Yeah. Now that we're talking it, the 3 of us together, I think I can let go of the Crystal Unicorn.
Oh, let's knock off the list. So you have what's the one you want to talk?
Tarot right now is still on the list. What's the next one?
Yeah, what do you want to look at next?
Okay, so the next 2, so the first ones we talked about were my less expensive decks in the 20-25 range, and the next 2 are the more expensive decks. So it's like I've got more skin in the game with these. Like if I'm going to get these, I want it to be right. And those 2 are totally different. I mean, they're both really cute, but cute in very different ways. So one is the Bumbleberry.
Okay, do we want to look at that one now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring it up.
And what just so it said, what's the last one going to be?
Cute and creepy.
Oh, cute and creepy, right?
Okay, so Bumbleberry Hollows. I have this. I love this.
Right. I watched your walkthrough.
Tell us what drew you to this deck.
It's a plushie in a card deck.
Oh no! So relatable.
Oh no!
So relatable.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Now this one is. I got to get the pip thing together for this one, right?
This is 100% a pip deck. There's no question. There's very few hints, if any. I will say there's not a lot of Rider-Waite-Smith in this deck. I mean, it's obviously based on Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's outside of the major arcana. You will have some struggle with seeing it in the image, right?
Okay.
How's the guidebook?
I would say it's not something you could really rely on. In fact, if I remember correctly, there aren't definitions for every single card even. I'd have to double check my copy to be sure. But I feel like I remember the guidebook was not my favorite.
Okay, because for me, what that means is if that's where we are with this one, then that means when I pull out this deck, until I get more fluent with reading pips, I'm going to be pulling out these 2 babies.
Yeah.
And checking. At this point, it's like I pull one of these cards, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, 6 of Wands. And then in my mind, I'm imagining the RWS 6 of Wands. And it's like speaking in a foreign language, where you go here, and then you go there, and then you're like, oh, that's what that means.
Like stepping stones, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obvious question. Do you have the time or the interest in that learning curve?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
Or do you like this deck enough to want to put in the effort for this specific deck? Like you talked about the Pagan Otherworlds going to the side because you just didn't feel comfortable with your pips. Do you like this enough more than the Pagan Otherworlds that it would inspire you to want to learn the pips?
I do not know the answer to this question.
We'll wait.
Maybe we'll wait. Maybe because it's so much fun. It's like, ooh, what does it mean when I get 5 pumpkin pies?
No,
I don't know what that means.
So that is a consideration though, is that you will have a learning curve if you get this deck. You will be working with your books.
Yep.
Obviously you already work with the books.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a nerd. It doesn't bother me. I like to read.
Okay, to get this deck, you will be working with a book.
Yeah.
Do you have other decks that you also, because I noticed that you had some tabs in the one book that you were holding up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you have decks that you already use the books regularly with? Those books.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're not just with tarot guidebooks. Sometimes you do pair certain decks with either 70 Degrees of Wisdom or Holistic Tarot.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha. So that's not going to be outside of what you've done otherwise.
And you already read the books, and you already read the books just for your own interest, even when you don't have to, for the other books that you were showing. So I don't think it's necessarily a strike against this deck, but it's gonna be a consideration that you will need to use your other two books, your 78 Degrees of Tarot, of Wisdom, those books. So that is something that you're gonna that's gonna be your decision to make. So
if you had to pick right now, and I'm not asking you to, but if you had to pick right now between the Bumbleberry Hollows and the Affirmators, which one immediately gives you that gut feeling of like, I want this one more?
Bumbleberry.
I thought
so. Yeah, that's because normally by now I'd be saying, well, I think you should think of the Affirmators because you can use the books if you want to, not if you don't want to. But I saw the look on your face when the Bumbleberry came up.
Me too, yeah.
And it's like, okay, but if you're going to get the Bumbleberry, you do have those other considerations, which normally would be a strike against the deck. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking at the look on your face, and you're going, but Bumbleberry. When you get a chance to watch this back, you'll see what we mean. You'll see how much more positive you were about the Bumbleberry than the Affirmators.
All right, we should probably look at the next deck. So are we taking Affirmators off? Are you?
I would say, okay. Are you taking Affirmators? I would recommend taking it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe one day, but not today.
So let's look at your last deck here, which is the Creepy Cute.
Cute and creepy.
Cute and creepy. Okay. I feel like I might have seen this at some point, but certainly not in a long, long time if I have.
This is the one I know the least about.
I'm looking at the Three of Pentacles, and it's a Cerberus puppy.
It's so cute, right?
Right?
Oh, did you say Guarding the Gates of Heck?
Yeah, it's
because they're so heckin' cute.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cute. Okay.
It's an old cartoon that I just.
Why don't I have this?
Because you don't need to stop looking. Lisa's not going to look anymore.
But look at how they're working together so nicely.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! I wish we had more card images.
I know. There are a couple walkthroughs, but I couldn't find any. Like, I would have sent it to you. I looked to see if I could find still images, and I couldn't.
I think that Heather Carter did a walkthrough of this deck. I think that may have been where I first saw it.
So, I like the way there's a mix of sort of fantastic animals. Some of them are mythological, and some of them are just like animals, like the foxes. And then there are people. They're all manga people. They're all studio, however you say that, Ghibli, right?
Style,
so they're that style. But there's a range of skin tones, so I don't have to worry about that. Like a couple of no-nos for me are decks that are really all feminine or all masculine or all white or all anything. So this is really diverse, which I like. I know some people don't appreciate it when animals take on human qualities, whatever the word for that is.
I like that.
The anthropomorphic.
I think that kind of art is just really like it's fantasy art. It's
fun.
It's very fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think it's a lot of fun.
I think it's fun too.
Yeah. So
I would say that I like this one the best.
Look at you.
I like this kind of art. I like the whimsical.
Are we adding this to your wish list?
We might, because I like the whimsical fantasy art.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're the tarot expert. So the Eight of Cups with the octopus there, does that convey a meaning?
That one doesn't to me. Because she's holding on to the 8 cups, and the 8 cups. The 8 of Cups is typically about walking away from your cups, and she's holding on to all of them. But you could see this as the moment before she leaves.
Right. Okay.
But the 4 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Swords all convey the meaning to me pretty well. So it
Okay.
could just be that specific card that I'm not gelling with as much.
Well,
But-
out of an entire deck, you're gonna have a few cards.
There's
that just
always
don't-
going
there's
to be.
always gonna be a few
Yeah.
cards that you go,
But
oh.
the rest of them all seem to me to illustrate the meaning really
I love the
easily.
Phoenix as the world.
Yeah, the Phoenix is the world is great.
Okay.
Especially the idea of completing a cycle and regeneration and all that.
Well, it's got the Ouroboros around the Phoenix.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And,
Yeah,
oh,
it's nice.
Okay,
I
so
think that there's a lot going on with the cards. With the walkthrough that I watched, I saw a
okay,
lot of
you did see a
symbols in
walkthrough,
there.
yeah. So you like the walkthrough then?
Look at the backs.
Yeah, and the backs. They're not reversible, which is fine with me because I don't generally read reversals, and if I want to, I just kind of don't look at the back. I like close my eyes.
Oh my god, look at Loch Ness. What is that? What card is that?
6.
The 6 of Cups. Oh my god, he's got a piece of cake.
Okay, so it's going to be more expensive, but you've already said that you're not concerned as long as you feel that you'll like the deck.
Right. Here's a weird thing that's going on with me. So this artist, she does tattoo and she does a few different things. And I try not to get caught up with FOMO, but I don't know how committed she is to the tarot. And
Because she's got other things happening.
if this deck goes and I don't get it, I'm a little.
Okay.
If they were both, if you found out they were both going off the market tomorrow, which one would you buy today?
Yeah. The answer is this one because it's got stuff going on that I have not seen anywhere else. I have limited experience, but and I have not got a deck that I could say it's my Halloween deck. I don't have.
Yeah.
Well, I think like for me personally, the way I view tarot, I see pippish elements in these cards, but there's also enough going on to help you give you those little hints.
Oh, and that monster coming out of her head. I mean, isn't that what the Two of Swords feels like?
Oh, that's such a good point. Wait,
Which one?
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that's teeth.
Yep.
It's teeth at the back of her head and a
Yeah,
monster
right
coming
here.
out. Yeah. Okay. No, that is. For me, like I'm a forever noob. I always end up using the books. I don't know why. I've been reading
Does this
tarot.
even have a guidebook?
If there's I think this is one that has a separate guidebook. Let me
It
just
is
check my
separate.
notes.
Yeah.
And I had thought that with this one, because she's probably referencing maybe some manga stuff that I don't know, it would probably be worth it to me to get the guidebook separately. So this one, the tarot deck is $40, the guidebook's $15. It's in the US, so my postage isn't going to be insane. But
So the cute and creepy
wins.
yeah, it won. I'm sorry, Peggy. Go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Okay, I was just gonna say, I think it did. If your budget was a consideration, then I would not recommend the deck. But we've already from the beginning established that you're budgeted for no matter which deck it turns out to be, so that's not an issue for you.
Yeah.
You can still enjoy the learning curve if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. This deck is going to be a much easier read straight from the box.
Yeah, totally.
Over the other one.
Yes.
I think this deck. I think yeah, I definitely agree that you're making the right choice.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I can see a whole lot of reasons why this is the better choice.
Yeah.
Budget's not a consideration. The fact that you have to buy the book separately doesn't matter to you. Look at that smile on your face.
Yeah, she's excited.
It is less of the what is the one that we just looked at?
Bumbleberry.
Bumbleberry. Now Bumbleberry, yeah, like I mean, if you were only looking at the 3, I'd say Bumbleberry, but you just took the learning curve issue off the table with this deck.
I think there will still be referencing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there always is. Like Lisa references books all the time, and she stopped needing to do that years ago.
I just enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, it's fun, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And it kind of takes the quirk and fun of the affirmators, but also the cutesy elements from the Bumbleberry and mushes them together a little bit.
Yeah, no, there's
kinda.
a lot to like about that deck, and I can tell how much you're liking the deck.
Yep.
You're gonna like it too, Peggy. After
yeah, I have a
orders
feeling that that's going on my list because I have always been I have been forever looking for a deck that would help me learn. There's just certain cards, certain whatever that I have to look up every time, no matter what deck I'm using, and this might actually help me learn it. So I'm definitely going to be on that.
I think you got one.
I introduced you to something, Peggy.
I think you just got that on my list. Yeah.
That was a twist none of us saw coming.
No,
Well done.
I feel like I did a bad job
Welcome
this time.
to the club,
Oh,
babe.
no.
Welcome
Oh,
to the
no.
club.
Okay, I said I would be nice to you, but then you were like somehow, well, not mean, but you're spending my money. I don't like that.
So now we both have to like wrap this up and then go buy it before she runs out of stock.
You know what it was? As we were going through everything leading up to that, and it was only at the end because I just found it. At each deck, I was like, yeah, that could be it. Yeah, that could be it. That could, but I just got getting happier and happier and happier.
She knew the cute and creepy was coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think in spite of the price, and I always harp on the price a little bit because for some people it really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so
and that's valid.
Like if we were having this conversation from a very clear price restriction, then Bumbleberry would have won. But I'm saying that ass backwards. This is just more for the benefit of other people that are watching.
Well, Bumbleberry was one of the more expensive ones. So do you mean one of the others?
Well, one of the
because Bumbleberry was more affordable than the
it's
cute
more
and creepy.
it's more affordable
I
than
see what
it's
you're
more
saying.
affordable
Okay.
than cute and creepy, but
Yeah.
it seems like overall a better deck than the other two.
Gotcha.
And the
Okay, I'm
other
with you now.
and the other two are at a low enough price that even with budget restrictions, you could pick those up later. Oh, I got a bonus
True.
at work. I'm going to pick up this
That's a
deck.
good point. Yeah. That's a
Um,
good
that's
point.
sort
Or put it on your wish list. Or
Put it on your wish
Yeah.
list. Ask, oh, my birthday's coming up. Get me this deck. So
Yeah.
the other two are more attainable from a pricing point. So that's.
Mhm.
But like I said, I mean that's that's not necessarily for your benefit, Linda. It's usually for the benefit of other people watching because people do have that as a consideration.
I completely agree. And to kind of tag into what you're saying is, I think it depends on where you are in your journey, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yes.
if we were having this conversation last October, I think I would have ended up with the affirmator.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, now I'm at a point where I'm like, no, you know, this is a real thing. This is close to my heart. So yeah, it's okay for me to spend $70 because this really means something to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are you
Okay.
both saying yes to the deck?
I hate you just a little bit right now.
You didn't answer my question.
Yes, I'm getting to get this deck too. I'm getting this deck too.
I was here for it. I was here for it.
That's awesome.
I talk incessantly about being a forever noob, and part of the I'm not blaming any other deck or any other creator. There's no blame to go around, but
Part of it is that none of them have inspired you enough to really want to.
it's not a matter of that. Like I mean, if I look at a 5 of swords and all I see is 5 swords on a card because it's pippish, that it's like I have to remember that from rote learning.
Yeah.
But if I see a 5 of swords with an image built around it that is catching my attention because it's fun, it's whimsical, it's got all these things going on that I like in the deck, I will learn more from it and I will remember better. And then I'll be able to, and of course, once you integrate what something is, then you can start applying it to any deck, any this, any that. I'll learn from that deck, and I can tell that at a glance.
Oh my God, I can't believe you got Peggy
So,
to say yes to a deck.
You are the first person, Linda, and I hate you just a little bit.
She
just so
loves
you know.
you. She loves you. Don't listen to her.
I hate you just a little bit right now, but you are the first person to inspire me to get a deck.
I've got room for that.
Yeah.
No,
So I hope
good
you have broad
job.
shoulders to take a little bit of my attitude right now.
I
Because
can
I'm going
take
to
it.
get the deck too. I'm going to get the deck too.
Do you do walkthroughs and unboxings on your channel?
I don't do unboxings. They're too long for me.
Fair. That's fair.
That's fair enough.
So I do walkthroughs, but I haven't done one where I did every card. But I might with this.
Yes, please. Personal
Yeah.
request. Just saying. But yeah, that'd be
Well,
fun to see.
Are you going to do a walkthrough on it when you get it?
Are you gonna do a walkthrough of it when you get it?
I'll do a walkthrough.
Oh,
My walkthroughs are well. I've done what, 2 walkthroughs now?
Yeah, we did 2
2.
joint ones. We did
2
the.
Oh my God, we did 1 walkthrough and all she did was roast the deck.
I didn't like it.
She didn't like the deck. It's like I'm just gonna roast
It
this.
turned. Yeah, it didn't mean. I didn't mean for it to roast. It just happened. And what was the other one? Oh, we did the Tower Takeover Tarot.
Tower Takeover
together,
Tarot
too.
that we did, and we also
yeah.
did we also did the Spiritual AF.
Oh yeah.
I make it. I pop my head up every now and again with reviews on decks that I like.
That's true. So,
But anyway,
we will have all of your social media links in the description
will have
box
them all
down
below.
below. So we'll have your Instagram and we will have your YouTube linked down below because your Instagram is also Tarot Seeker Clementia, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining
Yes,
us.
thank you for coming. Thank you
And-
for joining us.
and-
Thank you for making me buy a
I
deck.
was just gonna say thank you for making Peggy buy a deck, but she
Yeah.
bought one.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh yeah.
We
Mm-hmm.
won't let her forget it.
Okay, now
No.
yeah, this better. I hope this doesn't set the bar for new challenges
Oh,
for the
I
next
hope it
one.
does.
Oh my god. Oh no, that would be bad.
All right. Well,
Okay.
are you gonna buy the deck right away?
Yes, right. As soon as we get off. And thank you so much for helping me decide. I really was having a hard time with it. So thank
Thank
you.
you so much for visiting us, and all of your social media is going to be linked below.
That's right.
So go check out Linda's channel, give her some love, and yeah, and be nice because she made me buy stuff, and yeah, do that. Okay,
All right.
I'm shocked and stunned. Okay,
All right.
Anyway,
Have a good day, everybody.
it was
Bye.
great meeting you here. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
So happy to talk to you. Bye-bye.
So, so you're buying a deck. So you
Mhm.
said yes to a deck.
Uh-huh.
So
It's Linda's fault. It's your fault. You and Linda, you conspired.
I didn't have
You
anything to do with it.
it
That
was-
was all you and all Linda. That was not
It's
me
Linda's
at
fault.
all.
You're
Yeah,
blaming Linda.
absolutely. She's
Oh,
not here to
good.
defend herself now. Of course.
And you say you're not the mean one.
Okay, we need to get this done. Do you have your credit card handy? Why, yes, you do. Hold on. Let's just.
You asked me to go get my credit card.
I did. Okay, so we're gonna just get this one with the coloring book.
And why do we need the coloring book if it's my deck? It's
Because
for me, you don't need a coloring book.
I
You've got
want this
coloring
deck
books.
too, and
Oh,
you said you weren't
oh.
gonna share. So
If you want this deck too, then you can use your credit card.
Oh, okay. So 2 decks or no? Are you gonna share?
No.
Then I'm getting a coloring book. That's the
Okay,
compromise.
how did I come out ahead here?
You came out ahead? You said yes to the deck, not me.
That's you
Add
and
to
Linda.
cart.
You and Linda did that.
View cart.
That was you and Linda.
Yeah, it's gonna be $88.20 US.
Because that includes shipping to Canada.
Yeah, it says only $4.20. No, $14 shipping. That must be tax. You ready for this?
No.
Are you ready for this?
No.
You ready for this?
No.
We're gonna buy stuff.
No.
Buying stuff with your credit card for you.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought so. It's the shipping might change.
Let's find out. Oh, thank goodness. For a second, I was like, oh no, they might not ship to us.
I blame you and I blame Linda. You were
can't blame
You
me.
were certainly no help.
Well, I wasn't going to discourage you. It was exciting.
Why did you talk me out of it?
Well, do you want me to talk you out of it?
Yes.
Really?
No, because you're not.
Are you going to use this deck?
You are. Okay.
Are you going to use this deck? Are you going to use it?
Yes.
Will you use it more than other decks you have?
Probably.
Oh. Do you have anything similar to it in your collection?
No.
What's your budget?
$1.
Well, then you can't have it.
Okay.
What? Well, that's not fun. You guys have to say, is that actually your budget? Don't make me do this. I don't want to have to actually talk you out. What are you doing? No. You're not supposed to agree. What are you doing?
I'm agreeing.
You're wrecking
Oh,
everything.
you're right. You're right. I shouldn't get the deck.
No,
Thank you for talking
that's
sense.
not what I'm saying. I think if you don't use this deck, I'll use this deck. There are no shipping options available.
It doesn't ship to Canada.
No, it'll be fine. We'll find a way.
We'll figure it out.
I'm determined.
We will figure it out.
I've
It's
emailed
fine.
her.
We'll be fine.
We'll figure it out.
We'll
We'll keep
figure
you
it out.
guys posted.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So we messaged the creator. If you're in Canada, we messaged the creator of the Cute and Creepy Tarot. Some website issues with paying for the deck if you're in
Yes.
Canada, but we heard back. So
She responded like within 2 hours.
Yeah. So
With instructions how to order the deck
if you're in Canada,
if you're outside the U. If you're in
no,
Canada,
specifically Canada.
Oh,
'Cause I think it's only shipping to the US or Canada.
So it's Canada only.
I
Sorry,
think
guys.
so. Sorry,
Sorry,
but
Europeans.
I was able to get a hold of the creator, and
And I'm getting my deck.
Peggy's getting her deck.
I'm getting a deck.
Peggy's
And,
buying a
I'm
deck.
scared now.
I'm excited for
scared.
you.
No, but I'm scared
Why are you scared?
because I bought a deck.
You got talked into a deck on the series where you try to talk other people out of decks.
Yes. Yes.
So we've seen a lot
I'm
of role
scared.
reversal from you this whole series, though, if you think about it.
Because it's not you.
Pardon?
Nothing. It's fine.
No, but that's not what I mean. But I like kind of.
Okay,
like,
but there's been times when
I've talked people out of decks sometimes, and you've talked them into decks sometimes.
But there's been times where I've talked you into like when we've had conversations either on camera or off camera when you're thinking about getting a deck.
You do sometimes talk me into
sometimes
more expensive,
I talk you into
or...
because it's like you're gonna put this one on a shelf and not use it because it's too much like a different deck that it's too much like the Blah deck that you just rehomed.
True. This has been a lot of fun. We're probably going to do another round of these, helping you say yes to the decks in a few months, maybe in the winter or the fall or spring, who knows.
Yeah, it'd be fun to do some more.
So we'll do another round maybe in the future, but this has been a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, so keep your eye out for another possible call to participate. But
keep an eye on the community tab because that's probably where I'll post it. I also posted the last call both in the community tab, and in the Facebook group.
But the community tab, when you go onto the YouTube page,
yes,
there's your main page.
Yes.
And then you can see, because
it'll say like home
videos, blog,
community.
So that's where you're going to find it.
Yeah. So this particular set, we did 6 different episodes. That's 12 different amazing people who came on.
A lot of fun. It's been
and
a lot of fun.
subjected themselves to us in the best way.
Everybody has been so nice and so fun and so easy to talk to.
And great on camera.
Yeah,
and just
great
like
on
it's
camera.
been a lot
We've
of fun.
had some people who've never been on camera before. We've had some people who have channels either in tarot or outside of tarot, but who have channels of their own.
Yeah.
And
or who plan to start them
everything in between. It's been
nice.
Yeah,
it's been a nice Friday. And I think one of the coolest takeaways for me personally has been hearing from all the people who approach tarot just a little bit differently. Well, that's been a really cool part.
People are the same because we talked to a couple of people who only had a few decks. We talked to a couple of people who actually had pretty sizable collections.
Yeah, but I mean, even just how they read tarot, like some people don't read tarot at all for anybody but themselves. Some people like to read for others. Some people use them in classes. We had Melissa used them in yoga classes, and then we had Allyson who uses them in her workshops. And it's like
in her workshops, yeah, and
all kinds of different in between ways of working with cards.
And we had Deb who is who reads professionally.
Yeah,
all kinds of all walks of tarot life.
It's been really cool.
It's been a lot of fun.
And fun to get to know you guys like more one-on-one in that way. So super fun. Again, thank you to everybody who participated and made this fun.
We have to do it again.
Yeah, I can't imagine us not.
We have to set up another round and do it again.
Yeah, we will have to do that. I think I've already got 1 or 2 people who are in the wings, like next time. So that'll be really fun. And yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody. And
yeah, it's been fun.
You got a little peek behind our in I guess behind the scenes in a weird way because you get to see us in our full because
that's kind of well, you got to see kind of the full conversation that happens. Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna be doing an episode soon based on telling you guys all the things I wish listed during this series.
Almost everything.
And what I bought or almost bought.
Oh my god, all the decks.
And maybe I'll even say yes to one more
every
deck.
Single person you talk to, you picked out one, whether they picked the deck or not, you picked at least one of the decks that they had on their list. But I might
have my own say yes to the deck episode picking from that list, which would be kind of fun.
No, you just don't need any of them. They weren't on your list.
I think it would be fun. Comment down below if you want to see an episode recapping and me confessing any impulse purchases and maybe picking something from what was wish listed during the series.
Confessing that you only did this so that you had other avenues through which to shop.
I swear to God, I didn't. I honestly thought I was not going to buy anything. I thought this was going to give me like a break from purchasing.
Well, now we know better.
Now we know better.
Okay. So the next time we do this, people can only pick out of a selection of decks. You will send them a list, and they can only pick from decks that you already have, so that I don't end up in poverty.
No, this is so fun. I got exposed to things that I'd never seen. I got exposed to things that I'd hadn't really given enough time to look at. You know what I mean? I love it, and I love how everybody brought different selections to the table. That was really fun.
No, I really like that part. I just don't like what the next step was for you is to go, hey, honey, look, I've got a deck. I got a list of 35 decks that I want.
We only had 12 participants. How do you think I have 35 decks on that list?
12 times 4 is 48.
I had a lot of those, but I had a lot of those decks already.
Okay,
or had Auntie hauled a lot of those decks already.
How many decks are on your list now? 9, 10?
No, well, I'll have to look. I don't know.
You have to look because you don't know.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Well, one I impulse bought.
Basically, if it's bigger than 3, if it's lower than 3, you should be able to remember.
It's not lower than 3.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not lower than 3.
So we'll keep you guys posted. Watch for that to come to the channel soon. Thank y'all so much. Yeah. And this came about. I can't remember how this came about. I was just gonna say, but like
you were chatting with. somebody said something to you just the right way,
And they'd be like, "Oh, it'd be fun to do this with other people." Yeah.
So you were chatting with somebody in a completely unrelated way, and something got said that just kind of
clicked it.
It's like something completely unrelated got said, and you said, "Hey, wait, what if I do this with my say yes to the deck?"
I think it's because I've had people comment below on say yes to the deck that they wish they had a Peggy to like bounce things off of, right? And I was like, wait, I can like
we can do
you
that.
out.
Like,
I almost said pimp you out,
me
and then
out,
I said loan you out.
I think you said pimp me out when you were explaining to me, hey, I've decided that you're doing this. And I'm like, what? But I'm pimping you out.
I know, it was funny. I posted it in the Facebook group and Peggy's like, what have I been voluntold to do?
Yeah.
I did tell you about it, but you did forget.
No, you mentioned in passing that you were interested. This might be a fun idea, honey.
And you said, yeah.
And then I get up the next morning and it's like, I'm like, oh, that might be fun. I get up next morning, here's a post. Where did that conversation happen?
Yeah,
that didn't happen. Things that didn't happen. I said, that's interesting. You said, well, here you go.
Here you go. Well, now you know to be more careful about telling me when things are interesting. You had a good time though, right? Right, honey?
I just thought of all kinds of things I could say that I'm interested in and see what happens.
Did you have a good time?
Mm-hmm.
With the say yes to the deck? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And you were nice to people.
Yep. Everybody but you.
Yeah, you were a little mean to Candy. I think that was okay though.
I think
there was some glaring that happened. Some very good-natured glaring.
Okay, but Candy just kept laughing, and I was like, oh my god, she was so easy to make her laugh. I just couldn't stop myself.
Everybody was amazing, and
I'm pretty sure she was laughing at me and
probably.
Not with me.
Thank you guys for joining us for this little mini series. We will do it again soon, ish.
But Lisa will not be adding to her collection.
Peggy's delusional. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Is there something about these particular decks that you're having a hard time
in the series you've done? This time it was you. The last time it was me.
Last time it was you. Yeah, but
okay.
I've
done it. It just sometimes it comes out that way. You can't help it. Well, one time on my channel, I was like, "Do you know what makes the dick really special?"
Really?
It came out like that, and then I was like, I'm not editing that.
If you'd have kept it on your list, we would have just made you buy it. So, I mean, you've just saved yourself some time.
We could have what? No. We're not here to make people buy decks.
Well, you're not here to make people buy decks. That's really my goal is spending other people's money. That's the whole reason I'm doing this.
Okay, Lisa's going to go in the other room now, and you and I will talk.
No, I'm staying right here.
I mean, I'm just lucky that I'm wearing pants today. Like, come on. Well, short.
I literally just tracked. Are you actually?
That's a lot of information, Peggy.
Yeah.